Welcome to Folded, Creased, and Crumpled. I'm Tina.
And I'm Anna.
For those new to our channel, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on all your post notification. Today, I have something really fun. I know I say this every time, but this is really fun. I finally found something that allows me to blend because I've been wanting to do watercolor and blending markers or blending just colors together and give that watercolor effect. It's not something that I think might actually do some, good in my life in that sense. I'm just going to show you one of the pictures that I did so far. I was playing around with it. I just was, learning all the skills and I was figuring out how to like blend it together. So I'm just going to show you the picture and then I'll show you the product. So this is the picture I ended up with doing.
Oh, that's really pretty, Tina. Oh,
So,
I wish I was somewhere on a beach watching a sunset right now.
right? Me too. That's what I was thinking of when I did it. And I've always loved those watercolor pictures where people do that. So I try to imitate it. It's actually one of the best ones I've done. I've done it with markers, I've done other stuff, but this one turned out exactly the way I wanted to. I should have added more pinks, but I was playing around with it. But anyway, here's the fantastic thing. So, with Christmas around the corner, people, this is a great gift right here. It is the Marte. I don't know if I'm saying it right. It might be French. It might be like Montmartre. I'm really sorry, but I'm going to say it as English can be. Marte Twistable Colors Signature. There are 37 colors in here. They draw like butter. It's almost like you grabbed a stick of butter that's like, okay, it's like grabbing a stick of butter that you've somewhat melted. It's in the freezer, you brought it out, slightly melted, and you drew with it. That's how it writes. It is so nice. Silky smooth, buttery yumminess. Don't eat it. So it comes with one paintbrush and 36 blendable color sticks is what they call it. And in the front, you can see right here, shows you what they look like. And then the paintbrush.
So,
So
does it look more like a crayon, more like a marker? Okay, it is like a crayon.
it looks more like how they designed it and put it together. It looks like a crayon.
Okay.
So I have been playing around with this a lot with my nieces because everyone knows I am back home with the familia and I have been playing with my nieces nonstop and just drawing and playing and everything possible. So this is what it looks like. Ooh, the paintbrush is gonna fall, but this is what it looks like inside,
Very nice.
right? Very like elaborate colors, and they're all very. It goes from like dark to light, and you don't just get one pink. You get about what one, two, about like three versions of pink, different types, darker to lighter, so it's easy to blend with. And it comes with this little wooden brush. So basically, what's great about this is I'm just going to grab a color and show you what it looks like. It says twistable color on it, just like this.
Mm-hmm.
And pop it open.
Right.
It almost looks like a lipstick, right? Like,
I was about to say, does it twist like a lipstick?
yes, it does. I was about to say, you twist it, see it going up.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all you do.
Do you have to wet it, Tina?
No and yes. You're
Okay.
probably like, what do you mean? So basically, you draw with it normally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just draw whatever you're going to draw. And then what I did was you wet the brush and then you can go over it to blend. Or so I did like three techniques. You're gonna laugh. So I did because it says that you can blend with your fingers too. So let me explain. It says blend by hand or with water. So the first thing I did was I'll take this as an example. I did
Mm-hmm.
this and I did red, I did orange, and did yellow. Then I used my fingers and I just blended it. And it, like I said, it's like butter. So when you're blending it, it actually blends really well.
Just the heat from your fingertip was able to manipulate the colors.
No, it was already because it's so buttery, it had nothing to do with like the heat from my fingertips or anything. It was just already easy to, it didn't manipulate anything. It kept it the way it was. That's what you mean, right?
So, but you didn't wet your fingertip.
No.
Okay, okay, okay.
Like it said, it you can blend by hand or with water. So if you don't want to use water, like I first part of it, I just use my fingers and it'll move it. And you'll see in the video that I did that. I didn't do it with this picture, but I'll show you the other picture that I actually did it with. But
Mm-hmm.
the video, I made a video for another picture, not this one. Sorry. uh, so yeah, so I started off just blending the two colors with my finger like this. Then I noticed my niece got one of those, you know, those makeup sponges?
Yep.
So she took a makeup sponge. Her mom gave her a makeup sponge, wet the makeup sponge, and she glided across like this. And that is what I ended up. I was like, oh, because she's still drawing. I'm like, oh, that looks really good. So I ended up using that makeup sponge and I wet it and then I glide across between the red and the orange and then the orange and the
Mm-hmm.
yellow. And that's how it became like this. And then for the accent, because usually when you do watercolor, you try to like the edges here, you try to make it a little bit darker. So I
Right.
wet the brush and I glide the brush across to give it more like depth.
More intense.
Yeah, more
Mm-hmm.
intense darkness because the further you go along, the lighter it is. But
Right.
yeah, I use basically my fingers, my brush, and a sponge.
Very cool. It's almost like a whole new level of finger painting.
Yeah, it is. It is. And honestly, it took me 2 seconds, like soap and water washed everything off. I had no problems cleaning my hands after. So I think parents will be really happy to know that as well. It does not state on here that it's washable, as in like if it gets on clothes and stuff. And the age is 3 and up again. It says 0 to 3, no. So 3 and up again, not for children under 3 years old, obviously. And then it kind of gives you just a little thing in the back says these color sticks glide across your page like a crayon and blend smoothly when you mix them with water. Simply twist and start creating. And the fun part is there's this artist called Tom Parsons, and he did an elephant drawing, which you see in the front here. And you can go on YouTube and see how he did it. So that's pretty cool too. That gives you a little bit of a tutorial, which is
Right. And we
and
like tutorials here. We like to learn.
exactly. And this brand is actually I got this at HomeSense.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just want to state that HomeSense, Marshall, and I don't think Winners because I haven't found anything at Winners, but HomeSense and Marshall, they're
A
stepping up.
plus for arts and crafts.
Yeah, they're stepping up their stationery game. I found some nice markers there, nice crayons, nice everything. And let me tell you, it's pretty great. But let's digress. Back to one of the video that you'll be seeing. I did a very simple drawing just to show how I blended everything. So then you see all three ways of how I did it. So you'll see that I've used my fingers. You see that I've used my paintbrush that it was given to me, and I also used the sponge. That way, you have an idea of what you need and how you want to utilize it, because sponge isn't good for everything. It's good for like the sky, you want to glide it across and mix the colors and blend it. That's perfect, but you definitely don't want to use it if you're just creating like a straight line and you want to have more depth and perception. Just my own, like what I've noticed when I've been practicing and playing around with it. So this is what the end result came from. It's not my best work, but it definitely is just, I wanted to show like the blending of the yellow and the orange. So I did that by hand, and I will definitely have that. And then I'm still trying to figure out how to, with these, like how to put the darker color, because it's easy to do circles, right? Because circles, it's like you draw the orange in a circle and then the yellow in the middle, and then you blend it all together. But when
Mhm.
you try to do depth like this, that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. So I drew it in and I try to like blend it. It's okay, but I'm still learning. I'm still learning, but I'm
It
really,
still looks good, but you'll definitely get there. Just keep practicing.
yeah, for sure. Like I'm like these like tree trunks and stuff, that's a lot easier. So anything that's, I guess, basic is easy for me, but stuff like this where I want more depth and perception, I'm still learning there. But yeah, you can see the mix of colors, and I know it's not the best one. I think the first one's nicer, but I wanted to show how I do each, like how my process is and how I do each one. And the last thing I'm going to recommend is to get yourself a notebook that is that does watercolor. Okay? This one here, I think my niece and I got it at the Dollarama. It was only, I want to say it was like $2. It's less than $4 for sure, the sketchbook. But inside is basically watercolor paper. It's like that textured paper that you need to do watercolor, because don't forget, it seeps through.
Mhm.
Colors will bleed through and seep through if it gets too wet. So the thicker the paper, the better. So I do recommend buying watercolor sketch pad, or they sell them at Michael's. They sell them anywhere actually. But I definitely recommend that if you're gonna use water for any of that, because it will definitely bleed through and soak the paper. And you don't want that. That's the last thing you want. That's it. I definitely really recommend these. And they're $20 for 37 pieces, $20 Canadian for this whole thing, including the brush. I think it was worth it. I mean, I took a risk because I didn't know, but as a person that's used it, the girls have used it. They really like it. I don't think I'm going to be able to take this back home with me. I think they're going to be keeping it here, but it's definitely worth the $20, and it's a great gift idea. So that's another recommendation that I have when it comes to all this. And for now, I'm just going to say on to the video. You can see everything there. So I guess we're done. Anything else, Anna?
If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And everybody stay safe. Thanks for watching.
Peace.